All right. Well, we're going to hang out here. I don't know who's streaming. If anybody, let me go back to my YouTube. And of course, I'm not going to catch everybody. I see Cornin Around is on. Not a lot going on this evening. I don't know what happened with Flip. Maybe he's still not feeling well. But Flip did not have his auction tonight. So, it was my goal and plan to go through some of my Silver is Good. Hi, Siren. It was my goal to jump on here, talk to whoever would hang out, and go through some of my flips. There's a bunch, and it's a mess, and this isn't even all of them. These are just a bunch of the ones that I kind of don't have classified. So I guess my goal is to attempt to classify some of them, label them if they are not labeled, and kind of go through it. Yeah, I know, Big Flip isn't on. I don't know what to do with my evening. I just put my daughter to bed, so she's good. But, and I need a bigger, I need a bigger desk. I'll tip the camera to show you. So there's one I emptied out. I have these. That's the empty one. Another one, more over there. It's a lot. So, get my camera set back up here. I'm gonna go through them and just kind of see and talk to everyone. Now, I will say this. I did a live stream last night, a very late one. I had a work emergency that I had to deal with, so I didn't get on when I wanted to. But I forgot to do a giveaway. And I'm trying to remember who all was here. Andrew's Northwest Coins came in right at the end. Hey, Junkie. Junkie was there. Oh, wait, no. No, I think you said you might have missed that one. Roadhog came in at the end. There were a couple people came in and hung out for a decent amount of the time. And I forgot to do a giveaway. I was very tired and I was trying to get through all the coins that I had. So, here we go. We're going to split. And in the first one, I think I'm going to try to find all wheat cents. And Potato Cam, as you guys know, does not cooperate with us. But I found this really nice 1919D the other day. It's got a couple of rim dings. You can kind of see it in the flip there at the top, and one maybe small one down by his shoulder. But considering everything, it's in really good shape. So, we're going to make the first one wheat cents. See if we can get through this in a... Let's do a giveaway now. Yeah, actually, we will. So, Siren, there's 3 of you in here now. I will be nice. I will be very nice. What could that be? Oh my gosh, it says silver. 5 grams Volcambi. I put it in a flip. This is part of the stuff I got from Bull. I will give this away now. There's only 3 of you in here, so this is a pretty good odds race. I don't know how everybody... I guess, hold on, let me get my YouTube up and get it muted. And then I guess I'll have to use that to try to pick a comment. So, third person, whomever you are, pick a comment. I'll get something to Junkie. I'll send it to him if I have to. No big deal. Shouldn't be that bad. I could probably throw it in a letter to Canada. I don't know how that works, but I'll figure it out. So anyway, let me pull this up and mute it. And then take the link, Control C, back to somewhere random comment picker. Siren, I have to say you got pretty good odds here. YouTube random comment picker. Here we go. URL. Control V. Filter duplicate users. Okay, so third person, I can't see the chat right now, but if I was you, I would comment. I'll give you about 10 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Get YouTube comments. CAPTCHA I entered was wrong. What CAPTCHA? Oh, is there a CAPTCHA at the bottom of this thing now? What? Oh, 7 plus 4. Oh, there's like a math problem that you have to... This video has comments disabled. What the heck? Okay. Let me go back. We'll do this the easy way. Give me a piece. Okay. Give me a piece of paper. Oh, of course, all my stuff is sitting on my paper. I'll just rip a corner. How many are in here now? Oh, 4. See, I messed up. Now there's 4 people. Okay. I'm going to write down a number between 1 and 4. And I want... Everyone has to pick one, but try to not everybody pick the same number. And then we will see who got the right number. Okay. I have wrote the number. Everybody, try one guess at a time. There's only a few of us in here. Number 1 through 4. Thomas is now in here. So, everybody pick a number between 1 and 4. The first person. Oh, God. Look at that. Why did everybody pick 2? I saw Coin Junkie first. He got it first. So, I will get his information. It was 2. First number guessed. 5 grams Volcambi bars. So, I will get with him. I have his email. And I will get that sent up to the great old land of the North. Lumberjacks and maple syrup. And we'll get that done. See, Siren? Not too bad. And you would have got it, too. He just beat you out by a couple seconds on my screen. So, that'll be interesting. I think I can put that in like a regular envelope and mail it, but I don't know if Customs is going to get it. I don't know how they check the mail. Excuse me. I've been sitting here for a few hours. I ate dinner earlier, but I haven't been drinking enough fluids. So, I'm going to attempt to go through my pennies here. Those are BU. These are Lincoln cents. I'm going to go through these and we can all talk about the state of silver. Now, while I have you guys here, and I value your opinions, what do you guys think? Because I have a couple just talking head videos. It's not anything crazy, but I have a couple talking head videos. One where cryptocurrency is the main talking point, and another where it's more like speculation, I guess, as far as you know, what's going to happen in the market, and it has more to do with silver. Ooh, that's a nice woody. I won't put that in BU. I'll put that somewhere else. But it's I know it's a rough topic for stackers and silver investors. Regardless, there's my 83 BU. I just found one of those the other day. Very happy about that. Canadian dime. It's actually labeled amazingly. So, do videos on that mention or talk about cryptocurrency, is that like a huge turnoff for stackers? Like, do you think it'll cost? I mean, not that I care too much. I'm probably still going to put them out. I'm just, I guess, using you guys as like my soundboard. Do you think like it'll cost me subscribers? Do you think it'll bomb? Like, is it just not? Because I don't see a lot of people talking about it for obvious reasons, but I just I feel that it's going to be relevant for the market. I know we talked a little bit about this last night. I don't really pay attention to the silver price, and that's the way I really feel like it should be. I mean, within reason, you can look at it to kind of gauge the market and see, ooh, that's a really nice 57. That's towards the end of the run. That's really nice. It's not even brown. 56. And a very nice 95. That goes in the BU pile. What are they doing? These are just nice. I wouldn't call them BU. That one is. Okay. See, and that's the other thing. You gotta, like... I don't know how to divide up any of my stuff. Well, Siren, it's not about, I guess, like, trying... The one is kind of mentioning, you know, it could be a good investment because the market's tanking. But it's not, you know, it's just a general video. Speculating, like most of our videos are. But I feel like if you look at a lot of the popular bullion dealers, they already accept crypto payments, which should be a canary in the coal mine for a lot of people because they're all going to move over to precious metals, I feel like. When, well, right now, if they haven't already, they should have. When everything starts to tank, which it is currently, and has been all week, it's going to get really bad for them. And they're smart, and they know that there's a long-term hold and a store of value in physical assets. So I kind of think they're already moving over this way anyway. That's my theory anyway. BU. So I kind of think they're already trying to kind of merge those two. I don't know much about a whole lot of the NFTs and things. They were just starting to get big when I was kind of dialing back my crypto. But the fact that you can buy silver with Bitcoin on a lot of those exchanges is interesting, to say the least. Obviously, they wouldn't have it if people weren't using it occasionally. I've bought things with crypto. It may, Ruler, it may. I mean, the big ones, I think, have their hearts in the right place. I want to call that one BU, but it's got some weird toning. There's a Woody. 73. But, so, the thing with crypto, I feel like Bitcoin, Ethereum, those couple, and some of the other larger projects, things mostly in like the top 10, or at least they were last time I checked, are good projects. They mean well. Bitcoin will probably never be the transactional currency that it wanted to be because it's just too slow. BU. But Ethereum has done a lot and is doing a lot. You know, functionality is there for all kinds of things. And the NFTs, they may be, they may be coming into a realm where there's been talk about artists, like music artists and different people using them so that when somebody sells their work, they get a portion of it. So a couple of the bigger projects I feel like have viability long term. Some of the smaller ones, obviously, I know are a gamble. I've been in that world, and yeah, you could make some money when everything's going right, but then when things go wrong, like we've seen, it goes really wrong. Oh no, yeah, I get it, Siren. I'm just saying that I have before. It was weird. Um, what did I buy? I bought a Dallas Mavericks jersey. Not even because I wanted the jersey. I don't wear them. It's like a basketball jersey. Um, I bought a Dallas Mavericks jersey with Dogecoin when they first started. The Mavericks first started accepting Dogecoin as a form of payment. And now it looks like a bad investment. Um, but at some point in there, I forget what I paid. It was I'd have to look back at the receipt, but I paid something like I don't know, $80 or $90 or whatever they charge for a basketball jersey, in Dogecoin at the time. And I think when I bought it, it was like I want to say like 20 or 30 cents, but there was a point when it had moved up, um, the 50, 60 cent range or whatever, where I had paid hundreds of dollars in cryptocurrency for that shirt. Now, if you look at the price now, obviously I'm still way over because the values dropped so much. But it's a really interesting kind of thing. It's like the Bitcoin pizza thing where the guy spent, what was it, like 10,000 Bitcoin or something on two pizzas. It was like the first real world transaction with Bitcoin or something on record. Just crazy. Anyhow, as we talked about last night, um, I think a lot of the smart crypto money is going to put their money into physical assets, whatever those might be. They may invest in other commodities. They may actually get physical precious metals. I will say I feel like if they still have a decent amount of money, they'll probably steer more towards gold. But I think a decent amount of them may buy silver, and so I think that could kick our price up a little bit. So it'll be interesting to see what happens with silver over the next week, because I feel like by the end of this week, if let's go over if everything, see, I tried to get it, pull this up, trading, by the end of this week, by my charts that I go by, since everybody's a little different, this is the one that I read. I took all my lines off because we're outside of that range now. I'll have to make new ones. But we're at $20.72, sitting here now. Oh, and it's dropping a little bit. But I feel like by the end of next week, we should be above $22. I think we will be. If what I think is true and the crypto money is trying to safe haven over into silver and precious metals, what would that look like for gold? Yeah, maybe 1800 if it's a strong enough push. Now, I may be overestimating their buying power that they have left, which is entirely possible. 1956 D. What pens or markers does everyone use to write on flips? Because the one I like, it's like a black gel pen, never dries. Like a day later, I'm still smudging the ink on them. So I've now gone to a fine point Sharpie, 1952D. But the regular ink pen doesn't seem to do a very good job either. Like the rolling ball pen, 1953D. I don't know what everybody else uses, but I don't like the regular ink pen. And the gel pen doesn't dry quick enough. This may work, but I still don't like the fact that it's blue. I guess I need to get one of these in black. 1944. These are all the wheats, at least the ones that I have sitting in front of me. This is going to be a long bunch of writing. 1956. D. Okay. Yeah, it is gonna save me a bunch of money, ruler. Well, not a lot. I will say I'm pulling back some for obvious reasons. I've spent over over 20K probably in the last 6 months on precious metals and the like. Somewhere in there. And I had it. So I had some extra money after some real estate stuff, storing it in the bank, so to speak. And so I bought stuff with it. I could have done better because I started buying a lot of the stuff I like rather than, bars and rounds. But the good news about that is I got some deals, number one. And number two, it dipped really hard there at the end. And if anybody noticed, that's when I was buying a lot. 1950. And so, I don't know. I think I don't really dollar cost average. I just buy. And that gets me into trouble sometimes. Is it a D? But I think I did okay. Prices are already, bouncing back up. I feel like they're going to go higher. I think I'm going to do all right. 1946. D. And so for those reasons, I don't feel like it was a bad investment. Plus, most of everything I bought, I did offload a little bit of stuff here and there on the fire sales and whatnot, but most of what I bought is, long-term hold stuff. Like, I have the $50 set I got from Flip. I have the Washington quarter set I got from Flip. I have multiple dime sets. I have the Merc dime set that's now complete with the 16D. I have multiple Rosie sets. AU, BU. I have all of that stuff. I haven't even really the 1916D I pulled out for a little short that didn't do very well at all. I did the Merc dimes and then I showed the 1916D, the complete set. That short, a few hundred views, but it essentially bombed. Not that that's the main point of it, but you always want something to do as good as possible. And so I have all those. I haven't even really messed with them or played with them or looked at them. I just basically put them up and they sit. One of these days I'll bust them out. 1940D. But a lot of that I don't play with. What I do play with a lot and I find myself it's going to be awesome because they're going to tone up. I don't even know if I think I put them up. A while back, I bought a whole bunch, almost 250 1 gram bars and rounds from Silver Keys. It was just under 250. I've lost some, giveaways and different things, but somewhere around there, about 250 gram bars, and I like playing with them because it's a really cool feeling. All those little pieces of silver, and they're already starting to tone up. They're starting to get kind of a yellowish hue to them, and I keep them in a like a coin tube thing, just kind of piled up in there. But they're still toning up, actually, kind of interestingly. So we'll see how that goes in another year or so. I'm going to have a whole bunch of really nice toned gram bars and rounds, but I like playing with those a lot, probably because of the tactile sensation of a whole bunch of little pieces of silver in your hand. That and my 40 percenters, because you don't really have to care very much about the 40 percenters at all. You know, there's not really any numismatic value to speak of. I like junk silver for that reason in general. I roll all mine up that I get, except for the half dollars. I maybe need to do that. What is this? 1935. So, yeah, I don't worry too much about messing it up, but I like playing with all my 40%, which I have a bunch of 40% coming. I think some from Junkie, some from Henry Von Muege, that I got, because in my video, he called me out. Not called me out, but you get what I'm saying. He mentioned, I said in the video, 30D, that, you know, I'm always buying, and I like 40%, and I'm, you know, buying it all day long to add to the stack, which is true. And so he kind of called my bluff a bit and said, hey, I got 4 tubes of 40%, blah, blah, blah. And we came to is that an 8 or a 5? Hold on, my eyes suck. Till the coin scope comes in, we got to go old school with it. That is a 5. 1925. He called my bluff, and, you know, he was like, hey, I got these. We agreed on a price. And then I bought them. So they're coming, I think they're actually supposed to be here tomorrow. The National Park Master of Blackjack. No, I stumbled into the 5-ounce quarters, which, oof, that sucks. And that's gonna be almost impossible. Like, just forget about it. To collect all those. I think I looked at like maybe it was the state, or maybe it was like the ATB 5-ounce quarters or something like that. I looked at what somebody what somebody said was a full set somewhere listed, and it was like $15,000 or something. So I'll probably never get there. But yeah, if I find a National Parks quarter set, I'll probably pick it up. I haven't had the wherewithal to try to like get a book and put one together, but I could. Through all my coin roll hunts, I'm getting a lot of really good quarter examples that I consider to be AU, BU. They're probably more like AU. I'm not a coin grader, but they're somewhere in there, and so I save all the really nice ones, you know, barring the brand new stuff. Okay, I gotta find more wheat cents. Okay, here's a fun fact for you. I'd stack quarters and dimes all day. Yeah, and this is something that I haven't really, I'll probably never do a full stack video. I'm not saying, like, I get the intent, and, you know, I guess the perception of it is individualistic and everybody has their own opinions, but for me, I suffered when I started stacking a little bit from like envy. I remember I had picked up a little constitutional at one of my locals, but I still didn't have, I didn't even have maybe 20 ounces or something at this point, and I went on to Hero Bullion. As I started watching videos and things, I heard about them. Everybody said they were decent, so I went on there, started looking around, and I found some, you know, junk silver quarters listed. Or maybe it was like the dollar face one where it could be anything, but they're going to send you a dollar face. And I kid you not, and I don't know, I still to this day, I never questioned it. I didn't say anything, but it was my first purchase ever from them. So maybe that played into it. But I ordered, it was about $25 an ounce, or, for the dollar face, somewhere in there, like $22 spot or something. Um, Whatever, but that was the going rate, was about $24-25. So I wanted to spend about $100, um, and so I bought $4 face, and then I got it shipped. When it came, and again I checked the packing slip and everything, it was $5 face. Now I don't know if they made a mistake or if they did it on purpose, but my packing slip even said $4 face. But it was a little thing of quarters all together, like kind of in a bag and then stacked and then taped up, so it was like a kind of roll sort of thing. But it was an extra dollar of face in there. And I don't know, there was no like extra card or anything explaining it. Maybe it was a mistake, maybe it was because it was my first purchase, I don't know. But I have a lot of constitutional. Unfortunately, some of that has now crossed over to be, books and collections of the half dollars, the quarters, the dimes. Dimes are a big one. But I have, I mean, not an obscene amount, not like bank bags, I guess, of it. But I don't know, more, I think, than probably most people. I probably have more junk silver in dollar value than I have in bars. Yeah, probably safely more than I have in bars. I have in junk silver. And that's, I mean, it's a personal choice, right? It just depends. Like, are you stacking for weight? Do you think you're going to use this stuff um, in the future, and how? And if you are ever going to have to use it for barter, 10-ounce bar is something I do not want to have at all. If I'm trying to transact with my metals, because if anybody watches Yankee and Silver Dragons, what do they call it? Silver Pros, their little talk videos that they do. If anybody watches those, you'll know that they said in one of their recent ones, and I agree, that if we ever do get to a point where we're bartering with silver and gold, like we think we are going to, then the value's going to be a lot higher than whatever it was previous to that time frame. So let's just theoretically say it comes to a barter situation, which I hope it never does, but if it happens, I guess I'll be prepared for it. But if it comes to a barter situation and silver is, let's just say, we're all assuming and going on a value of $50 an ounce. Do you want to have a 10-ounce bar walking around, or even let somebody know that you're carrying that much in a world where something has gone awry and it seems like it's obviously without any financial structure for us to really go by, and we've had to make our own? That sounds a lot like a world without a predetermined rule of law that's active. So, not something I would want to do. The bars and stuff are more for weight, and I know you get a better deal with like 10-ounce bars, kilo bars. I know that, and you pay less premiums, and it's adding weight to the stack, and I still buy those. Just, I guess, not as much. I like the smaller denominations. That way it's divisible, and also you can sell, a smaller amount. The only good thing about bars is you can offload a lot too very quickly. But anyhow, yeah, I saw that. I watched it, Constitutional. I did. It was it wasn't it a constitutional bar? I know it's the bell on the one side, and I want to say it was It was either the Declaration of Independence or the Bill of Rights or something. Don't kill me because I don't have the details. But yeah, I saw that. I watched that video, and it's he's not entirely wrong. I mean, there's different ways to stack. I mean, you could argue it's not stacking the way we stack, but somebody could, if they're poor, they could stack pennies. Now, again, they're not storing a whole lot of value, and it is a lot of weight and work to manage, like I'm doing here, but you're still stacking a metal, maybe not super precious, but an industrial metal that, in this case, each one, provided that it's actually copper or has some numismatic value, is worth way more than a penny. So it's stacking. It's not silver stacking or gold stacking, but it's stacking in some form. I know people that separate out their copper and have buckets, 5-gallon buckets, jugs, bags, like tons, stored away, and that's fine. And that's what, and if they're just going to do it and sit on it and hold it, and then hopefully one day they can offload it and make some kind of a profit, and they're okay with that, there's no problem. I mean, you can stack any way you want. A lot of I saw a guy on Facebook today, and I didn't go for it, but I saw a Facebook Marketplace post today where some guy, and it could be a scam to some degree, I don't know. I know the pictures that I saw were not enough for the dollar value he was claiming, but he claimed he had collected all this stuff, and I think he said like 70 something, 76, 79, something like that. And his post said basically, they've always kept saying $50 silver, $50 silver. Well, I don't have any time left to wait, so I'm selling everything. And he's only asking 7,700, and he claims there's a lot, and he claims it's at a bank, and that's where you'll meet and all this stuff, which kind of seems on the level. But for the picture that was on there, it would have to be about 12 more boxes to equal the 7,700. I zoomed in and pinched around and looked, and I wasn't seeing a whole lot of silver or anything super special. Again, that's not to say that it's a scam or that he's being untruthful, but I'm not buying it for 7,700. He had claimed in that he had already been offered 6,000 for it and turned it down, which is fine. If he wants to do that, that's a wheat. Okay, now we've gotten into a section of wheats. Okay, so silver tip for the day. Well, maybe not silver, but storage tip. Okay, so you see this. The flips fit pretty nicely. It could be a little better, but they fit really nicely in this little thing. And this came from, if you have it in your area, the Dollar Tree. So it's like the generic dollar store, the store where it used to actually be $1 for most things, and now it's $1.25. So Dollar Tree. And it's over in their kitchen section. So basically it's like a drawer insert, right, for utensils and things, for organization. But it fits these flips super well, and it only costs $1.25. And if, like, before I started pulling stuff out of here, it's actually pretty full, you can relatively safely, as long as you're not stacking to the ceiling, you can stack a couple on top of each other without any real problem. And it works pretty well. For $1.25, not bad. I picked up, like, I think everything they had on the shelf. I have like 4 of them or something. And I just keep them so I can throw stuff in them and pull them out and access things quicker. 40, 53, those are all wheats. This is going to take forever to go through, but let me turn my attention back to chat so I don't miss it. Spend lots of time sorting out copper pennies, hold it for years. Kids find it after they pass and say, what? I'll take all the pennies to the bank. Yeah, I mean, and hopefully, that doesn't happen. But if you don't tell everybody what you have and what you're doing with it, I'm sure that it will. That would be sad, but I'm sure that it will happen. I mean, heck, we see it all the time, right? I did my video on it. People taking stuff to the bank. I'm still waiting. I mean, heck, those 2 silver quarters I got. There's a Canadian. Last night I got 2 silver quarters in a customer wrapped bankroll. And there was a bunch of other stuff in there. Proof, a whole bunch of really nice quarters that I consider to be AU, BU, somewhere in there. There's no way in all those coins that just happened to be in there. They had to have pulled that from somebody's collection or something. And, what am I doing? I'm trying to pull the wheats back out of the box. They had to have in some form, and maybe I just got lucky and they didn't realize the silver quarters were silver when they were offloading stuff and, never actually took it somewhere, but I'm almost certain that's what happened. 1940, 53D. And I find myself wondering myself about all these pennies because they're starting to add up. And I kind of wonder, I might actually list some of them on eBay, go through them, and make like an eBay lot of, I don't know about the wheat pennies per se, but like some of these other BUs and things that I have, none of them are too crazy. A lot of them are older. I've gotten really lucky. 1951. But it's really easy, surprisingly easy, at least for me over here, to find, I can't find that one, but like here, just try to get Potato Cam to work with us here. Come on, Potato Cam, you can do it. There we go. It's like a 1973. It's got some toning starting on it, but it's in superb shape. Just amazing. I mean, aside from the toning and stuff, there's no large nicks or anything. Bankrolls all day long. Like, here's a 61D under that, 74D. I mean, these 3 here, well, you can't see them. These 3 stacks right here, those are all the ones I consider to be BU. And it's a lot. And I pull them out of rolls all day long. Now, some of them in there are a little more modern and not copper. Like if I find a nice mid-80s or early 90s, if it's truly exceptionally good looking, I'll keep it. Albeit it's a clad, but it's older. 1953D. I'll keep those, but I find myself kind of wondering what I'm going to do to offload these at some point when 100 more boxes go through my hands and I end up with so many pennies. Because I wasn't always like really keeping them for numismatic value, and I probably have lost or thrown back not only a lot of copper but a lot of like wheat cents and old things. I knew about Indian heads, and I think I would have kept one of those if I saw it, but I didn't really. I knew the wheat cents, what they were, but I had no idea what they were worth. And I was just really sorting copper out and looking for odd stuff. I don't think I really ever looked at quality. And so some of my bags and stuff of copper probably have some nice Wheaties and things in them. I would have set aside an Indian if I found it, but I didn't really differentiate between the wheats at that time. So I've let a lot of stuff go out of my hands, and I know I've probably had silver coinage in the past before I started stacking and didn't think anything of it. I was going to start stacking years ago, but I was poor. And I remember watching videos. I don't know who it was, but I remember, seeing people. I labeled this one off center, but I think they're all like that. Let's set that to the side. Oh, there's another one I labeled off center. Huh. I was watching somebody hunt bankrolls and stuff, and I remember thinking it was cool. And then this is probably, it's before my daughter was born, so over 10 years ago. And I looked at like the price of silver. I don't even know. Let me pull back up my chart. How far does this go back? What is it? That'd be like 2014-ish. Oh, I'm on the gold chart. That doesn't help me. 2014. Actually, it's about where it's at now. I guess I didn't really think of the value the same. I remember looking it up and saying like, oh, okay, well, what are they worth? Watching some guy, and I don't know, and he found, I don't know, a couple quarters or $50 or whatever he was hunting. And then going, oh, well, like all that trouble to go through a box to get a couple of bucks, like, it didn't make sense to me at the time. My mindset wasn't right. Plus, getting the money to get the extra money to buy a box at that time, I didn't have. So, I didn't stack. I never really got started. Ooh, 1970S. That's going to be a whole nother pile. There's a nice 83 that I set to the side. I have a better one now. There's a wheat that's already labeled. Let me get back to the chat. Sorry. I'm bad at this live streaming stuff, especially when I'm doing something. My preferred method was erasure. Mix of salt and vinegar, right? Shine mine up. Wait, what are we shining pennies? I had pieces of cardboard that I glue each year to, literally with an Elmer's glue. Oh. Oh. I mean, I guess it's not. There are worse things. 1945S, sweetie. 53D. I love it when I pull them out and they're already labeled. That's nice. It means I've done my job. 1940S. But yeah, I'm trying to organize these pennies a little better. You don't really need much money to start stacking. Just buy. Man, Siren, you overestimating how poor I was. I was very poor. I had my daughter on the way. I was a caregiver. Ooh, here's a nice woody. But it's a wheat, so it's going in. I was a caregiver. I was making, I think, $10 an hour when I found out that her mother was pregnant. And that was, yeah, like about 11, with the pregnancy and everything, all things considered, somewhere around 11 years ago. I did not have high earning potential. And in that time, I've done a bunch of stuff to change my plight, and now I have money, but I was supporting that whole situation on just that income, and her mother was going to school at the time, and so not working, and then pregnant, of course. So that was just what that was. Yeah, I think we had like a little 2-bedroom apartment that we paid like $400 a month for, and that was stretching it. I remember me having to talk the guy into letting us have the place because he didn't know if we could afford it. That was Yeah, about 10, 11 years ago. My credit was non existent. I didn't have any credit cards. I do now for obvious reasons. But um, I didn't have any credit cards, any of that. I used my income tax one year, what I did get from my income tax, to get my first secured credit card. Um, and then I built up from there. That's a 68S that goes here. Um, and so then over time, yeah, but over those years, couple of failed relationships, another kid, my son who came later, um, just life, and I get it when these people talk. Jason Harvila, 300 Indians going, Indian cents? What? 300 Indian cents? What did that cost you? Jason, that's crazy. Where did you find it and how much did you pay? I need to know. Because I think I got 12 in like a commemorative thing. And I paid 15. But it's in like a display case and it's a wood box and all that fun business. Um, so it's a little on the fancy side. Yes. Okay, how much, if you don't mind, or at least ballpark it for us, what did you pay for 300 Indian head cents? Because that is crazy that you even found that many in one place. If in fact you found them in one place, that's nuts. Well, then we're both going through the same kind of thing right now. I'm trying to get all these wheats together so that hopefully I can figure out what I'm going to do with a bunch of them. And at least see how many I have. I don't even know how many I have, out, already separated. I'm not probably going to take the time to go through the other copper stuff for a long time, or maybe my kids can if they care enough to. Ooh, yeah, see, there's a 1992. It's not the close AM, but it's in just spectacular shape. I put MS65 on it. I don't know what I'm talking about. I put that on there just because that's what I think. You see that a lot. People write grades on their flips. And here's a gold toned 1983 that I saved. Did he say how much? Went to auction. 15 for 12 is great deal. Okay, so no, that's fine. Yeah, and well, they're in a wood box. Again, my kid's asleep, so I'd show you if I could. I'd go grab it, but I keep all my valuables in one place, right? Lincoln Cent. Okay. I got here's an interesting one for you. I guess I never thought to do a video on. Anybody, come on, Potato Cam, get it together. Come on. Come on, you want to focus on that. There you, oh, it had it. It's a pig. It's a 1 cent 1970 with a pig on it. Struck me as odd. It's Bermuda. Again, Potato Cam sucks, but there you go. You can kind of see the bust on it. It's Elizabeth. It's a Bermuda cent, and it's like, well, it's not a pig. It's like a wild boar or something. But I thought that was a really cool foreign cent that I found one day hunting the coins and thought to actually put it in a flip. Yeah, but it's put up now. And then I was at Crown Point and stopped into T's, one of T's favorite stores, which is the Gold Depot up there in Crown Point. And the only reason I've gone there is because of his videos. And I'm glad I have. The prices are a little high. It's a different market than I'm used to here in Ohio. So the prices are a little higher, just kind of off the rip, not in a bad way, but it's like Chicago. It's right outside Chicago, basically. So it suffers from that main city kind of economic system. But they have tons of stuff. As a matter of fact, um, when T just did a video, T the Silver Stacker, if you're not hip, and he had two figures on the case there at the Gold Depot. One was an Indian that was antiqued, and one was a cowboy that was pretty clean. Uh, and they're like pours or molds or something, silver. And he was trying to figure out which one to buy, and he ended up going with the Indian, which was cool. It's the one I probably would have bought. It just looked better, the antiquing and the Indian. And so when I just went up there recently, I was looking around the case, and the cowboy was still there in the case. And I was like, oh, yeah, like that's the one that T didn't buy. And they're like, yeah. And I didn't even ask them what they wanted for it, but it looked like it probably weighed 2.5 ounces or something. It's pretty tall, about this big. But when I was up there, I bought a grab bag box thing, and inside there was a little flip. Actually, that I do have, I think. Yeah, it's right here. It's this little Indian head flip thing, and there's a couple decent ones in here. The 1888 is the one on the top, and I think out of all of them, it's in the best shape. It has the most detail and stuff. This one's... No. That one's probably the next runner-up, and this one's got some, like, kind of heavy wear. But this was in my grab bag box. It says $10 on the back of it, which I don't know. I haven't looked up prices on that 1888 in its condition, but it's in really, really good condition. So I don't have a lot of Indian head scents. They're kind of hard to come by. And I like kind of picking stuff up. I try not to buy if I can avoid it. On some of the pennies and stuff, I know I'm not going to find a cache of Indian heads when I'm bankroll hunting, but, you know, the idea is there. Hopefully one day I'll pick up one or two or, you know, a couple Canadian. You know, that's kind of my idea. I will if I found a large lot like Jason. So he said, hit 2 auctions. One auction paid $68 for a roll and got 4 rolls. Okay, so $68 per roll and got 4 rolls. And then today, or no, yeah, got 4 rolls. And then today picked up 230 for about $1.25 a piece. Going to put a set together, then sell the rest. I hope you get a pretty complete set. I mean, I would like to think, hopefully, you should be able to put together a whole set with that. You might be missing a couple of key dates or something, but good luck with that. That's amazing. And that's, yeah, if I came across something like that, I probably would too. My problem is, I buy stuff. Ooh, there's a really nice, I marked this one MS too, another 1992, that I used all of my coin knowledge to mark MS 65 plus, like I know what I'm talking about. I did find out that something about like the higher mint state grades, because I was always kind of curious like what separates like an MS 60 from a 70. Like, I know there's some, you can have some little imperfections and things, but like where's the line? And I was watching one of those videos from PCGS. If you haven't watched them and you're not gonna get completely bored, they have like kind of webinar videos on YouTube, and they were talking about grading. And I remember catching something in there where they basically said at I think it was somewhere in the high 60s, 65 to 70, it's all about 5x magnification of the coin and looking for imperfections. So a lot of it is not even stuff that you're going to see with the naked eye, you know, which is, I mean, that's kind of, I don't know if that's pushing it. I mean, they're the experts, I'm not. But, um, yeah, that's rough. And I kind of wonder, found a key date, 1908S, and 3 Civil War tokens from 1863. Jason, I know you pick up a lot of nice stuff. I've seen it some around the auctions. Not that I'm like watching you, but names come up. So you obviously have good taste. It sounds like you're going to do really well with that set. 74 brown. I wonder how long it's going to be. Anyone got any bets? You know what? And I don't know. Junkie, was it you? If you're still in here, I haven't seen him comment in a minute. Maybe it was Coin Junkie. I bought a 1909 or one of the VDBs. Don't quote me. I don't know my coins as well as I probably should. But I bought one of the VDBs off somebody, and it hasn't came yet. And I think it's Junkie because he held a pack for me. I paid, if I remember right, I paid like $25 for the penny. So somebody's got that coming to me. I got a couple of packages that should arrive this week, and so hopefully some of that gets laid to rest. But yeah, I got one of those coming. And I have a couple nice Lincoln sets that are, I don't know how complete they are. I know they don't have proofs or anything crazy. It's just the mint marks, PD and S where applicable. But I have some stuff like that, but nothing, all the early stuff. I started trying to put one together, and it's very sparse. But then again, too, I do dumb stuff like this, where I flip coins instead of trying to fill books with them sometimes. And I'm sure I have it somewhere in all this stuff, and that's part of my problem. So for those of you that don't know, I recently moved into a small house. Very small. And storage and space is a thing. And I work from home. So I'm at my personal desk here, table, desk. And then next to me is another fold-up table that I use as a desk, and that's my work desk. So I work from there. Here, the kitchen's there. I can see the fridge. The front door's there. The 2 bedrooms are there. I mean, I can see my entire house from right here. So, storage is a thing for me. And so I kind of make my life harder when I do stuff like this. It'd be easier. But when I see stuff like this that's worth keeping, I have this tendency to just grab it all and throw it in flips, or at least I have been. And it's fine. I'm sure it'll work out eventually, and eventually, here in another year or so, I'll move to a bigger place and hopefully have a little more space, or God forbid, a dedicated room for some of this stuff. But as far as right now, what is going on with this? 1946. I just pulled out 6 of them. That's weird. Maybe I already started trying to sort them before. So, this right here, that's got to be at least 50 or 60 wheats just there. I have a whole other thing to go through. At least they're all labeled. And so I'll tip them back here a bit, tuck them in, and I'll have to get something on the front of this to actually label it like wheat cents or something. But just to give you an idea, I'm not even through a fraction of all this yet. But that's just the Lincoln commemorative cents. And not all of them. I keep them all. I mean, unless they're completely effed up. There's probably a couple in here I probably shouldn't have kept, but I try to keep all of them just because they're a one year run, I think. Yeah, I think they're a 1 year run. And so, they're a lower mintage. I mean, that's it. So I keep them all. Everything I see, I grab and I keep. I don't know why. What is my insurance? Oh, that's weird. My insurance emailed me to tell me that my car or my phone or whatever is not reporting my driving history. They're like, hey, we're not getting any information. What's wrong? I don't know. I think these are probably nothing. They're off center, but not like real bad. And I think, come on, Potato Cam. I need to figure out what I have to do to make this thing focus right. But you see it there, how it's got like the edge, and then it breaks off. It's not much, but that was some of the early stuff that I looked at, and I'm like, well, it's off center, to some degree. And I saved it. Two of them, an 88 and a 72, but I think it's a lot more common than I originally thought, interestingly enough. So, we will continue on. Oh, Henry's here. Yep. We were talking about you earlier because of the halves, because I got halves coming from you and Junkie. I think I got some halves from Junkie. I know I got some 40% or no, 50% Canadian silver. That's my first soiree into the Canadian silver. And I was sitting there and I knew he had it. He'd been putting it up on auctions. I knew he had it. And we had talked about it. And I was sitting there and I was about to say no. That I didn't want it. It's not that he was peddling on me. We were trying to come up with a deal before we shipped my pack. And he told me about it, and I'm sitting there thinking, I'm like, yeah, but I don't know if I want to mess with that, and blah, blah. And then I thought about it. It's Canadian, so it's not far. It's not like some foreign country like some of the stuff that I have that have odd silver weights. It's 50%. I collect 40% all day long, like there's no problem. What's wrong with 50%? Plus, it again kind of comes at a premium savings, because not a lot of people want it. So I bought some. So now I'll have some of that too, and that I buy some of everything, just everything. To a degree. A lot of my foreigns I just bought because they're cool. I know I try to stick to silver, and I have a lot of foreigns that aren't. I bought a copper foreign lot from an LCS over in Indiana. I stopped in on. It was funny because I went to the one that specifically had horrible Google reviews, like not horrible like everyone, some were still good, but like there were multiple, like this guy's an ass, blah 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 blah, whatever. And so I was like, I want to know, like, is this guy really a jerk or what? So I went. It's just a small shop, no cards, no nothing, cash only. Like, I was lucky, I actually had some cash. But he had some stuff. I got some of the Japanese occupancy currency, which I just picked up more of that from Shibby Rob. He had some in an auction, and I made sure that I want it because I was like, I already have some others, I'll add to that. But yeah, I went. The guy was nice, talked to me, answered questions, let me look around, didn't rush me, wasn't crappy or anything. And he had a bunch of foreign copper, like Australian and all these, and like the big cents. I'd have to go look and go through it, but the big copper cents. And I remember asking him what he wanted for them, and it wasn't much. It was like he's like, like, I don't know, 10 or 15 cents a piece or something, or you'll get X amount for. It was like a bin thing. He's like, like however many for $1 or whatever. I was like, well, how much for the whole bin? And he shot me like a couple of bucks or whatever the offer was. And I was like, all right, cool, I'll take it. He's like, take how much? And I'm like, all of it. Like, and it's not anything super special, but it's copper, number one. And number two, some of them are decently old. Like, I think like 60s, 50s, maybe even some 40s or something in there. And they're huge compared to our pennies. So I guess if I ever want to melt down something to play with pouring, I could always test with something that I don't feel has a lot of numismatic value and just keep it. I did get a 1955 double die this weekend too. Couldn't help myself. Now, hold on. Stop the chat. Jason. Which 55 double die? The poor man's double die, which I'm not knocking. I don't have one. But that, to my understanding, is more like machine doubling. Or did you get like the end-all, be-all 55 double die? Because to my understanding, there's like a big difference in price between the two. Again, not an expert, just a guy that buys stuff that he shouldn't as well. So it's more out of curiosity because that. Oh, the big boy. Oh, God. You got an Instagram, Jason? Because I need to follow that thing so I can see all the pictures of the stuff you're going to put up. That's going to be crazy. 34, 57, 56, 44. I got a wheat bunch. Sweet. I love it when I can just... Hey, man, look at all these 44s. Jeez, maybe I did start trying to sort these at one point. Because they're all in a row. I'm going to fill this thing up. Yeah, Jason, you'll post a picture in Discord. What Discord? I'm not in your Discord. What Discord? I have Discord. I haven't been on it in a while since I was trading crypto. But, I will jump back on there to see pictures of that. What Discord? Please enlighten me as to, what Discord you're hanging out in. Because I will do my best to get over there. It was funny, though, when I was trading crypto, there's this guy, and I'm still subscribed to him, and I'm not knocking his business strategy, but to get into his Discord for trading and crypto and stocks and everything under the sun, this big community that he had built, it was $20. You had to pay him $20, either cash or crypto, to get in. And we ran it up one day and looked at it. This dude had made an obscene amount of money just on his Discord, let alone his YouTube and everything else. It's crazy. Legitimately crazy. Business sense, I'm not knocking it. I don't have the following to do anything like that and charge people for attendance, so to speak. Okay, we've already passed the point of no return. I think this thing's already full. So we're going to stack some on the side like we do and try to fill it up as best as possible. This is crazy. There's so many wheat cents. And I'm still on Wheaties. Do you collect Constitution? Oh, yeah. I mean, not collect. I mean, depends on what you mean. But yes, I have a bunch of 90%. We were talking about that before you jumped in here. I have more in Constitutional, whether it be halves, quarters, dimes, whatever, than I have in bars. And I know that sounds bad from a stacking perspective, but as somebody pointed out earlier, Yankee just bought his first 10-ounce bar and did a video on it today. So if he can do it, I can't be too far off. And that's what I have. Ooh, 1928. It's an oldie. So yeah, I do. I stack that stuff. I buy it. It's government backed. I said so in my 40% video. Barbers. I have some for the sake of saying I have some, but I can't say that like I stack them. I will buy them, I guess, if the price is right. I just picked up 2 barbers from the Gold Depot in Crown Point, and I thought this was crazy. Now, granted, they're like slick, but they had readable dates. Well, one had some detail, but not much. They had readable dates on them. They were in flips, and they charged me $5 a piece for 2 barber quarters. But yeah, I mean, I'm not trying to build a set of them or anything if that's what you're asking. But yeah, I mean, I'm watching my purchases now because of the holidays and other things I got to start saving back up for the next real estate deal, which is going to suck for my silver stacking. But I got to start getting liquid funds back up for that. So I'm not going to be purchasing as heavy as I might have in the past, but I'm always interested. You could always tell me what you got and what you're wanting to get for it, or it looked like Siren was kind of interested maybe. A 95 for his birthday. A 95 what? Shibby's birthday? When? I didn't catch that in the stream earlier. When's his birthday? Or did it already happen? Secret was to sell the secret of making free points for a point in the banner page. I missed something. Killing the video game. Okay, I'm on there. Killing creatures to put together a banner message up for an hour. Told people I'd tell them the secret to getting free points if they send me 1 point. I make like 40 points. Secret was to sell the secret of making free points for a point in the banner page. Okay, I get it now. It's not a scam. It's not, because you promised and you delivered. It's not a scam, so you can sleep easy. Because it works, Okay, so this one's getting close to full. I can start stacking stuff on top, but just wheat cents. And I still have at least 1.5 things to go through. Luckily, I had labeled all these. When did I take the time to label all these? 82. You don't belong in there. 1995 Kennedy. Anything AG, AU, or PGMs, I struggle to let it go. I'm getting better, though. Oh, okay. Yeah. I have an addiction to barbers. Okay, so Late Night with Bull is sending me a replica V-nickel that I got off him. Nothing crazy, and it is a replica, but it's a proof replica. I don't know who makes it. I didn't ask. But it's nice just to be able to look at the pretty stuff and kind of wonder. That's a 1971 S. 8176. That one's maybe not mint state. But yeah, so I'm kind of excited, even though it's a copy, to have display pieces. Yeah, Late Night with Bull. And I feel like I should have more of those like lower dollar pieces so I can actually display them. I don't have a lot of it of anything out. The only thing I really have out for anyone to see, I bought that. Hold on, I got to get back through these. I just messed up my hands and unseparated them. I bought that. What year is it? Hold on. I bought this 1987 Proof ASE from Flip. Comes in this nice velvet case, purple with the. I wish that was silver. That should have been silver. It's the little things. But I keep this on my desk to remind me why I work as hard as I do and why I can't quit. So that's really, I mean, aside from other things that I may have laying around for obvious reasons, that's the only thing I really keep out at the current point in time on display. I would like to have more up, but I'm not planning on being in this house for a super, super long time. So we'll see. At least like another year or so, minimum, before I try to do the next one. I got to save up the money first, and that's the problem. Buying all the silver. You know, I could liquidate, and I'm sure make some things happen, but that takes a little more effort than I want to go through. Plus, it's more of a long-term hold. I don't want to do that if I can avoid it, you know, for obvious reasons. I wouldn't mind making a deal happen if I needed extra funds, but I don't want that to be... I don't want to sell this stuff every year or two when I go to try to buy another property or something. That's not what I'm trying to do. So theoretically, if I bought silver with it, I want to keep it in silver and not really have to sell it. Fingers crossed. Everyone can run into a situation. I gotta label these before I put them in something. Where'd my pen go? So what are you trying to sell, Henry? Or I know you said, what was it you were, I think you tried to offload something earlier. You said you had a bunch of walkers? Walker halves? Or something, like a roll? Hold on. Platinum group medals. Did Jason ever say what Discord he's in? Do you collect constitutional? Give me your email address and I'll send you a picture. Okay. I will do that. I can't do it here. I gotta pull up the video. I need to make a dedicated email for the channel. But I have the other one from the other channel, and that's how I'm already in communication with everybody. So that's what I use. Here it is, Jason. Yes, please send me pictures. I love coin porn. It's awesome. Instagram, I'm trying to build that up a bit, and I don't have near as much cool stuff to post as some people, and that's what I was getting at earlier. Maybe I got distracted. This is kind of how my live streams go, so forgive me. But 1953D. When I first started really stacking, I guess, and I was holding, it was like 10 or 15 ounces or something in my hand, and I'm like, okay. Of rounds. I will say that, of rounds. And I was like, okay, this feels like something. Like, you can hold a couple $100 in your hand, it doesn't feel like anything. This feels like something. It's nice. You like to hear the sound. You like to play with it, whatever. And that's when I knew, like, okay, I'm going to, aside from the value thing, I was like, I like this. I like the feeling of it. It feels secure, you know. Um, there was a little bit of stack envy there when I started actually watching some of the videos and doing things. Not envy, but just like I probably would have started my channel earlier. 56D. But I kept like I'd watch videos and stuff, and even now, I don't think I put enough silver in my videos. There's a 1955D, no doubling. You know, I feel like I don't put enough, or I'll reuse some of the same silver, you know, video after video. You know, it is what it is. I'm not trying to show, like some of these guys, and I don't know how long they've been doing it, you know, have been stacking for decades. You know, and good on them for catching the boat early. I just don't have it. And I do not have the largest piece of silver I have is a 10-ounce bar. Wait, no. I got a half-pounder. No, that's only 8 ounces. Yeah. I think the largest thing I have is a 10-ounce bar from, or not bar, that round, gold-plated round thing that I bought from Flip. Oh, I get to see the prettiness. Oh my God. Jason, hold on, I gotta put this pen up before I stab myself with it. Holy. I'm not gonna show it, 'cause it's not mine to show. And plus it's on my phone, so that would be potato cam, crappy phone, bad lighting. Hold on, I gotta look at this. Not only is it a double die, that thing is in amazing shape. I don't even want to know what you paid for it. Jeez. Oh, that's beautiful. You don't need anything to see that. You can see that from 10 feet away. You're like, that penny looks drunk. It is. Holy cow. And it's in really good shape. It looks like it's got some nice wood toning on it. Yeah, somebody took care of that for you. Congratulations. Congratulations. That is awesome. Okay, I will try with potato cam. Jason says I can show it. I'll blow it up as much as I can, but the lighting is not doing it justice, but you can see it on the Liberty all over the In God We Trust. Again, potato cam not being very generous, but you can see the heavy doubling on the 1955, the Liberty. It's gorgeous. Come on, light. Yeah. So, that is so cool. I can't even imagine what you paid for that. But see, that's the thing about stacking and stuff, and that's, I did that video, again, I'll reference. At some point, you get enough to where you look at that, something like that, whether it's the 1955 double die or the 1916D, or whatever have you, that you may need or want or desire, and you go, oh, I'll just offload a bunch of this stuff and buy that. Like, you may not even consciously realize that you've kind of attained a level where you can do that, but most of these stackers and semi-numismatists could do that a lot more than I think they probably realize. they could be getting tons of better stuff like that if they were willing to offload some things from time to time to then buy into other things. I don't think people really consider that enough. Why do I have a shield scent in a flip? It's a 2015. I guess it's in good shape. Why did I save that? I want to hurt myself for that. I mean, it's in good shape. No obvious anything on it, but still a shield scent. I have that reverse proof that I'm happy about. But after that, I don't really like the shield scents. Here's a, I haven't figured this one out. It is odd that when you're flipping back through your stuff, you remember putting that coin in a flip and why. The shield scent, not so much. But this one, let me get Potato Cam on here. Come on, you. Okay, hold on. Let me stand up so I can do this and try to get it. Okay. That. Now, I don't know. I'm sure somebody would tell me this is not authentic toning, but it's rainbowed like crazy, and the light's not doing it justice, but it is. It's got all the purples and the blues. It's still got the copper hue, but it's a 1984. Has relatively like no damage or anything. There's some crap toning starting on some of the edges, but other than that, it's got a lot of that rainbow toning. So that was one of the ones that for the toning itself that I thought to keep, and I don't know what happened to it, but it's really pretty, so I kept it. Only 2 Wheaties in the stack. We're almost done. BU, BU, BU. It's amazing to me that you can go through bank rolls of pennies and pull out like 1970s, 1960s BU cents. Like, it's crazy to me the amount of them that are actually there, which is upsetting because I have not found really any BU wheat cents. Maybe a couple nice ones, but nothing BU or anywhere close to it in the Wheaties. Maybe they just had a harder life back then. I like the look of it. Yeah, I'm not a grader. As in, I haven't ever sent anything in for grading. I hear it's a pain. I'm probably going to figure out, I think Anax is probably the best balance of price and respectability in grading. I think. I may be wrong, but that's the vibe that I get. So I may start trying to figure out how to submit stuff to them if I come across anything that I deem worthy of attempting to send in and risk a body bag coming back or whatever. 1947. Jason, you are out there killing it, though. I'm going to have to... I've been stopping around more coin shops and stuff, but I'm starting because I'm scaling back a bit. 1952D. I'm starting to kind of try to look for more, like, deals. 1951. In odd places and try to catch things like that. I don't know about estate sales. I was doing them a while back, but more so for like tools and things. And I don't ever remember anyone saying there were coins or anything at any of them. I'm sure there probably were at some point. There was a yard sale post that somehow came up on my phone when I was scrolling through Facebook Marketplace or something, and it had a picture in it of a bunch of coins and stuff, and I did message them because by the time I saw it, it was like Monday, and it was the garage sale was that weekend before. And so I messaged them and asked them if they had any of the coins left, if everything sold, and they said it did. And that's where I never asked them what, they got for them or whatnot. You don't want to pour salt on a wound, but hopefully they didn't get taken to the cleaners too bad on that. Okay, yes, he did. He had a great eye for all the Morgans and the Peace dollars I bought from him. Never Googled it because he told me his real name. Coin for Mickey. So wait, we were saying Shibby needs, I don't even know if I have his address. I think I threw his address away. But, you said he needs a 95 Kennedy halves. Let's tell Shibby that he has a collection of 95 Kennedy halves in buckets in his closet. He absolutely hates them and always lets out a loud boo. Why does he hate them? 95, what's the significance there? Is that the year he's born? I hope not. That makes me sound old. Okay, well, let's label the S's while we got it out. I would have to check, but I would guess I bought over 20K worth of PMs from him. Yeah, and that's what got me too. I was looking at my funds and things, and it adds up quicker than you realize. One day you're sitting there and you're like, oh, it's just, $1,000, or it's just $1,000. It's just $1,000. It's just $600. It's just $250, and then all of a sudden you're like, wait, where did all my money go? Oh, that's right, I bought all that stuff. It adds up really quick, but that's the problem. We're buying stuff with intrinsic value. It's not like these are Beanie Babies and tomorrow they're going to go bust and we're all sitting on a pile of stuffed animals we can't get rid of. We're investing into precious metals, numismatics, things like that have intrinsic value that's never going to zero. It's really easy to invest in those kind of things when you don't really see it as a loss. Ever. I mean, not a total loss, ever. You're always going to have something to sell back. You're basically just putting your funds in a very odd savings account like we've all talked about. 95 Kennedy halves. Okay. Yeah, I will have to do that. I know he'll I don't know if he'll be on next weekend or not. I'll get over there. I don't think I have the bell notification on. I'll find him and I'll there he is right there. Put the bell notification on to all, so I'll get it when he goes live next time and get in there early. I'll wait for everyone to get there, and then I'll ask him about the 95 Kennedy halves. Sounds like it's going to be a funny story. Loves talking about him. Great, because I want to hear him talk about him and what his problem is. That would be interesting. Now, I don't want to pour salt on any wounds, but I will certainly cause him problems for that. And then I messed up too, because I was putting my Canadian coins in flips. I don't know why, but then I got these little coin book things. And I've been putting a bunch of my foreigns and just odds and ends stuff into those books. They're really nice little books. I'm hoping that the plastic is the right kind. The sheets, I'm sure they are. Otherwise, they'd get a bad name pretty quick. But I bought a couple of those. I've almost filled up the first one. Um, and so I have another one to start filling up. But I mistakenly started putting these in flips first and then realized on the Canadians, it's probably best just to like throw them all in like a big book with all my other foreigns and odd things with not a lot of intrinsic value. What is this? 47. 1947 Canadian. Boom. 1983 Canadian. 87 Canadian. Ooh. Now, I know. I get it. It's 99. But she's in great shape considering. Come on, light. I know. The light sucks. But it's in great shape. I know it's just a 99, but if that, and that's the problem I have now. I never used to take like a second look at anything like this. And now that I've kind of realized that and looked at, okay, these things do have some value, even the pennies and such. Like, I'm like, oh, if it's in good shape, I have to keep it. It's worth something more than the penny or cent or whatever that it is, or the quarter or whatever have you, to someone, maybe, hopefully, one day. So, 82. I think I kind of like this little Sharpie fine tip. That might be my go-to. I need to get a black one. Okay, so there's the 4 and there's the S's. Off center. I'm probably way wrong on these two. I doubt they're really worth anything. The 2015 Shield cent. I don't know why. But I'll mark it. Is there a mint mark? No. So that would make it a P. Set that to the side. He's random. We never know what's going to happen. Yeah, Shibby, I don't know how long he's been at it. I'm sure a while. And that's, I don't know. It sounds like he's kind of trying to bridge out to actually run like a coin business. He had mentioned on one of the streams a couple of weeks ago, a month ago or something, about a case at like maybe like a consignment shop or something like that he would put stuff in and they would sell for him, you know, and I'm sure they take like some cut or something. But that sounds like he's kind of putting, between that and the auctions and everything, it sounds like he's kind of putting his hat in the ring for maybe hashtag giveaway 1. Yeah, we do have 7 people, and I already have Junkie on this. So, okay. Yeah. Junkie's got the 5 grams. You're right. Siren knows best. And I don't know what's wrong with my random comment picker, but here we have, if Potato Cam wants to cooperate, a 1955 silver quarter. In a flip already. I don't know why I put these in flips. I picked them up from the LCS, and I shouldn't have. And I really don't know why I did, but for some reason, I just threw them in flips. Don't know why. Maybe for this exact reason. Stack bot. Oh, yeah. I've not even looked at how to set up a bot for the stream. So I am not worried about that. We have 8 people in here now. We will give it away. God, this one's hard because, yeah, we'll do a guess again. I'll write something down on a piece of paper. I'll do like the Silver Dragons way. I like his. It seems relatively fair. Nobody can see what I'm writing. Okay. So, Try to make it fair for everybody. Okay. I wrote down the name of a state. Yes, I do put them in rolls, Siren. Just, I don't know why I didn't put these in rolls. Where did I put that, by the way? There's so many flips sitting out. Where did it? Oh, it's right in front of me. Duh. Okay. So this one, I don't have it, but we know that's going to Junkie. I wrote down the name of a state. So, states. I tried to keep it kind of simple. There are 50 states. There are 8 of you. So it shouldn't take that many guesses before somebody guesses the correct state. Go ahead and start. Whoever guesses the state that I have written down first wins. Almost showed it to the camera. Oh, how the heck? Okay. We already got a winner. Confusion. Hi, Keys. You're late to the party. We already have a winner. Everybody can slow down, and I don't know how, but Junkie already got Utah. And if I think I spelled that right. Yeah. Utah. Junkie, you are batting like 1,000. At least now I have something kind of substantial to send to you. I might actually have to... You keep going on like this, I might actually have to ship it, like, for reals, and not be able to throw it into a letter. I'll have to research that, and I'll check it before we do it. Because maybe I can, maybe I can't. I don't know on international letters what the rules are. But Junkie's batting 1,000. Yeah, definitely rigged. Interesting. Keys? No, been lurking all along, just working one mail, emails, and spreadsheets. Okay. So, hey, Keys, do you know? Is everything all right with Flip? Because I thought we had planned for him to stream tonight, or, you know, he had planned. And then I didn't hear anything, and nothing happened. So, I'm just hoping everything's okay with him. Do you know anything that you can share with us? Been lurking all along. That's nice. Thanks for chiming in. Now I have to get a bot so that you have to chime in for coins to enter the giveaways. I'll figure that out one day when I have time. I also want to improve this stream. This is something that I just threw up here in a few minutes just to get the stream up and running, and I haven't really done much with it since. Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. Yeah, pain. I get it. I had a couple of years there where I had, well, I'm sure I still have it. It's just not acting up. Hasn't for the last couple of years. I had a pinched sciatic nerve, and it was weird. Like, sometimes it just sucked. You know, it was just uncomfortable, and I could still manage, and it wasn't that bad. But then other times, it was borderline, like, disabling. Like, I couldn't. There was one period I remember, I was in Mexico for work, and it was the oddest thing. One day, I couldn't stand up straight. The only thing that gave me relief was sitting down. So I sat down a lot that day. And then, like, a couple days later, it maybe got better or, like, dealable. And then a couple days later, still while in Mexico, it went the other way somehow, and I couldn't sit. You know, if I was sitting, I was in pain, which was funny because it was the day before the flight back home. So, like, I'm sitting there like I have this super long flight, and I can't sit down without being in excruciating pain. I went to La Farmacia. I don't know if that's how you say it, but I went to the pharmacy. And if you don't know, down in Mexico, they're a lot more relaxed, and you can, within reason, ask for stuff, and I had somebody there to do a lot of specific translating for me, and was like, "Hey, this is my situation." Like, and the guy made sure, because they're narcotics. The what do you call pharmacist? I lost my words there for a minute. The pharmacist made sure, he's like, take everything I give you before you even go to the airport. Like, you do not, like, forget or be like, oh, I'm going to save this one back. Like, no, you can't take this stuff. Like, take it all right before you leave to go to the airport. All of it. And I was like, okay. And I did, and it worked out. But, yeah, he was very specific about me not going through customs and airport security with narcotics on me. Flip, good to see you. I hope that you are doing well and you have some relief. I was sharing my own back pain story. Luckily, I haven't really, knock on wood, I don't have any knock on a woody scent. I haven't had any big flare-ups or anything in quite some time. I'm not near as active as I used to be either, though. I work remotely most of the time, except for when I'm traveling and stuff. So, it's I've been lucky, I guess, in that regard. So, not a whole lot in terms of the back pain, and I'm really thankful for that, because that was like Mexico. I think was like 4 or 5 years ago. And then even after I came back, it was an ongoing thing. I went to chiropractors like 2 and 3 times a week for like a year and a half. You know, just trying to get things fixed, and it seems good now. Hopefully it stays that way. Rub some dirt on it, right, Siren? I'm doing the most one-sided giveaways, Flip. You want to hear about that? How Coin Junkie's winning everything over here on my channel. He won the first one that Siren said we should do a giveaway when there were like 3 people in the stream. And he won the first one. And then I just did another one shortly after, because Siren said it was time for another giveaway. And he won that one too, very quickly. Out of 50 states, he picked the first one on the first go. That's some kind of skill. I don't know. Maybe he knows more than or maybe like the odd state names come up first. I'm not sure. And I did see somebody guessed Ohio, which I will never never pick Ohio. I will give everyone that tip now. If we ever do states again, it will never be Ohio, because I hate Ohio. Yeah, it's always rigged to some degree. That's what I'll do. I'll start giving away fake silver for giveaways. And when people complain, I'll just tell them it was rigged anyway. What did you expect? Fake giveaway, fake silver. Come on. But yeah, I don't know. The silver price, I really think we're going to see some movement this week, hopefully to the upside. With all the crypto stuff going on, I really feel like if they have money left, they're going to try to put it into something that's going to hold that value, that's more liquid. And we'll see how that plays out. But I really think if they haven't already, they probably will move over into precious metals. And maybe gold will get hit more than silver for that reason. But I know a lot of the big fish, the big ones, in crypto we call them whales, they move their money in and out of the markets fast. And that's one of the reasons for all the volatility, is because they're moving hundreds of millions in some cases in and out of the market. And so you'd have to be a fool to leave that money there when you know it's tanking. Even more so than it is now. it's going to go lower. I'd say I would not be surprised if in the next 6 months Bitcoin goes down to 10,000. I would not be surprised with everything going on. Those markets are super skittish. The first, like, every 6 months or a year, China would put out these statements in the press, and it killed us because we all knew what it was. They would put these statements out in the press. China bans Bitcoin, and it wasn't. You know how headlines are. It wasn't really that they're banning Bitcoin. They would like ban it, like it was just enough something to get a news article out of it. And the news article is, exaggerating to a giant degree too. But they would ban it for transactions between banks in different provinces, or just some little tiny, probably insignificant rule or stipulation that they would place on it just to tank the price so that they could buy more or buy in at lower prices or whatever. And the market would just react to it because sheep, and the market would just react to it, and Bitcoin and all the other cryptos go along with it. So they would all just tank. And, thousands of dollars in value just gone in a week because of some half-hearted news article about something that really didn't even take place. And they do it every so often, and it's hurtful. So now when like real stuff comes out, it's a bloodbath. I was probably actively trading with like 10, I think about 10K. 20 early 2021, and I was doing pretty decent. And then I got into like trading bots and automated trading and some things. But the moral of the story here is I called it May Day because it was like right in the beginning of May, and things just started tanking. And this was back then. So like everything was at like all-time highs. It was a pretty good period. And then everything just started tanking. And then it would stop for a minute. And we'd think, okay, like we found the bottom, like everything's good. And then it would start tanking again. And then China would put out one of those news articles or something. And then just it would tank and tank. And I rode a lot of that stuff down from like Bitcoin, at its high of like 60 or 65 or whatever it officially was. Something under 70, I believe. I rode and was attempting to actively trade in that suicide slope for about a year. Yeah. And it's just what I have left that I've kept in. I was smart. I pulled as much as I could and as much as I wanted to at the time. But what I left in is a fraction. I think what I left in should have been worth probably 5K or so, something around there, 4 or 5K. And right now, its current value is $600 or $700. Last I checked. Let me look. I moved. I had a bunch of different trading platforms. A bunch, and I still have like offline wallets and things like that with some stuff in it, not like a whole bunch, but stuff. And in my exchange right now, what used to be worth $4,000 or $5,000 in crypto is now worth $625 today, and it's gonna go lower. I'm just holding on to it. Like I said, it's money I've already kind of chalked up to losses in my head, so it doesn't really exist. And who needs $600 anyway? So I'm just gonna leave it in there, along with everything else that I still have out in the ether, in my wallets and other things. But I just kind of sit on it. I quit even looking at it, really thinking about it. I check it every now and again, just to kind of get updates. But like Siren says about the price of silver, doesn't matter. You're buying, you're buying. You're not, you're not. Try not to focus on the price too much. I mean, you only have what you have to spend, right? And for that reason, you have to worry about price to a degree. But I bought some stuff from Keys. A couple of bars. I think like 30, 31. I don't even know if I still have it out here. I think I put it up. I got that trade bar while I was up in Crown Point at the Gold Depot. I bought that for $30. And it's nothing special. It's just a bar. It is what it is. Sometimes the price is not ideal, but that's the idea behind, acquisition, is you just keep acquiring. And if we all think the price is going to go up eventually, then we're not going to do that bad. So I'm going to continue marking some of these flips. Chocolate chip. Oh, now we're talking about cookies. I'm sorry. I got away from the chat there for a minute. Flip side. Thank you. I appreciate you stopping by. You guys don't have much to do with your Sunday night, and you chose to come spend it with me. I appreciate it. It's going to be interesting, though, because I really do think some of that crypto money is going to come over and spill into the precious metals market. They're very fickle. It won't last forever, but I really feel like they're going to come, at least hang out for a while, and try to store their wealth in something that's not going to lose its value overnight, like crypto. The big money probably has already moved. That's the downtrend that we've already seen, I'm sure. The only ones that are probably still in it are long-term holders or people that are hopeful that somehow it's not going to be that bad and it's going to fix itself, which I think it will, but it's going to be a while. It's going to be a long while before that gets fixed. So hopefully we see a bump in silver's price for that reason, and gold. SD Bullion put there, I'm sure it's already gone. I said this at the end of flea market. I think I got that right. It was flea market on Sundays. So late day flea market, I think Keys calls it. I said at the end of that I just got an email that SD Bullion stuff went live, and Yankee talked about this in his video today too. I wasn't going to buy, but I was going to shop around and see what they had. They had rounds, their SD Freedom rounds, I think, for like $24.18, and it didn't say there was a limit on them. I think I actually added 8 to cart just to check, and it was going to let me buy them. I didn't. But they had that gold spot deal for a 10-gram bar. I forget who makes it. It's one with like the holographic background on the back. And they had that for... It was close to 600, I think. Obviously, it'd be hard to pull up now. I'm sure it's all gone. But it was yeah, somewhere right around there. Low or high fives, low sixes, something like that. 580, 590. I remember looking at it and thinking it's basically $600. I do a lot of rounding in my head. I don't do specifics. 1976. Why is my work phone going off at midnight on a Sunday? Oh, it is almost midnight too. Oh, yeah, because somebody else got a hold of me. Let me see. Are you able to... Wait. Cancel. Hold on. Yeah. Okay. Can you cancel this? Okay. Looks like I got something to do. I bought at 563.71. Was it that little? Okay, that's not too bad. Still available. 560. That's weird. I could have swore it was higher. But then, yeah, that's probably entirely correct. Like I said, I round up. I have 15 minutes to cancel whenever you can. Tomorrow is fun. Oh. Not before midnight. That's great. It's still available? Well, I guess it was one per customer. So, that is a hefty purchase to some. So, I can see more people wanting to get into the silver. Plus, gold is up. Where are we at? Get back here. Where's gold? Gold is at 1745. Now it's not crazy up, and it's actually, as far as historically through like 2020, it's actually still kind of low. But again, I feel like we're gonna end up. We got to be over 2,000 once the Fed decides to pivot and turn this boat around. Gold's gonna soar up. I guess technically probably to like a new all-time high according to these charts, because I think we could easily get above 2100, which seems to be about what this chart is saying is the high. So that'll be interesting. Get you back on the slide. All right. Yeah, that is a pretty good deal. I've been buying too much gold, though, as of late. I actually offloaded some on Keith's stream the other week. Not too much, just a 1/10 ounce and a 1/4 ounce. But still kind of offloaded some, and there were multiple reasons in there. Not all of which I will go into, but I had it to spare, so to speak, and I had purchased it for lower, just barely lower than what I got rid of it for. I didn't really profit on it after shipping and everything, so nothing too bad. But yeah, 1960. Oh, I messed up. I put a 6, like a 1690, 60 D, because I'm an idiot. But yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see what happens, because the Fed's next meeting is, I want to say like December 14th or something, and I think they want to give us good news. That way, like, people... What is he... Okay. Alright. Sometimes people overcomplicate simple things. And I'm sure at some points I'm one of those people. but not today. 1998 D. Why? Why? It's in good shape, but still. Throw that over there with the shield center. Oh yeah, so Thanksgiving's coming up. For those of you that don't know or maybe weren't there earlier, Keys is still planning to stream on Wednesday. I think it's going to be earlier. So, if I remember what she said correctly, she said she's planning to start at 3 o'clock. So, her time, I think that means about 5 o'clock Eastern time for the Wednesday stream. And so we're still going to try to do it. I was trying to look around. I was kind of busy with the kids and dinner and stuff earlier and some other things going on. 1973 D. But I was looking around to try to see if there was anything I could sell just because there wasn't a lot going on. Today was kind of a slow day on some of the auctions, and I hate to say it, and I'm sure a lot of us run into this. 5 Eastern. Yeah. And so I'm looking around, and I'm not... It's the stacker's problem, or I guess collector's problem. I'm starting to look around, and I'm finding it harder and harder to look at anything that I'm willing to get rid of. I feel like Gollum from The Lord of the Rings. Like, nope, I can't get rid of that. I gotta keep it. It's my precious. I don't even look at my 5-ounce quarters, or the 5-ounce Fiji that I have, that Terracotta Army one. I don't look at that. I have the 2-ounce Persona mask that I bought from Flip. I don't look at that. I looked through my slabs. I got rid of some Benjis and some of the fire sales and stuff, because I had a lot of Benjis. I got rid of some there, some graded, some not. Some Morgans and some Peace Dollar Coals. I've got rid of some of those. But a lot of my slabs and things, I'm not really looking to get rid of. I have some clad and stuff, slabs, actually kind of a lot. 1981D, but people, I don't know. I see a lot of the auctions, and maybe I'm wrong, but I see, especially now when people aren't buying as much, I don't see clad ever really selling quite as well, even if it's graded, as the silver. I just don't. And I'm sure that depends on who's buying and what's going on and all the other factors. But I feel like if silver's not really moving that well, clad slabs aren't going to either. I guess if the price is right, everything moves. But, nobody wants to take too much of a bath on anything if they can avoid it. But I'm just not seeing a lot in my stack that I want to offload. It just kind of... I'm growing attached to all this stuff I have. To keep some... Yeah, and so that's the thing. Maybe I do need to start separating some of my purchases and maybe try to, when I'm out and about and doing things, try to buy something at a deal so that maybe I can try to sell it, give it away, something later. But I don't know. I don't see a lot of the deals. I don't know where some of these other people get these deals. I guess they put more time into finding them, I'm sure, than I do. But I never really get a lot of great deals like presented to me. And that goes across the board. Stores, cars, personal transactions, professional, I don't know why. I have full price written on my forehead or something. I just never get a deal. Unless if you're talking about fixing something, and then I usually do it myself. and I save money that way. That's about the only way. I'm usually the one giving the deals and not the one getting them. Ooh, that's a really nice 1960. I will show that one. The toning on it is really nice. Come on, Potato Cam. Look at that. I know Potato Cam sucks, but it's got a nice tone to it. It's in pretty good shape. The back has a little dark spot kind of forming, but still nothing crazy. It astounds me. Astounds me that I find these things in bankrolls like this. Like, how did it make it from 1960 to now without getting mangled? And then I'll see like a 2022 that looks like it's seen some stuff and it's been a road penny and in an industrial warehouse and all these different. It's lived some life in 11 months where the 1960 came out unscathed for decades. Like, it just boggles my mind. He is more about gold panning, but he's been selling his coins. Who were we talking about gold panning? Because I've watched some of that. There's some red bearded guy who's really popular on YouTube, I think, and he does some. I've seen a couple other people. I even saw one guy up at the Great Lakes. Now, this is crazy. He was at the Great Lakes. I forget which lake he said he was at. And he was just like on the beach, like next to the lake, digging up the sand and running a, I don't know what they call it, like a sluice or the trap, whatever they call it. He was just running it at the beach. And God, I forget how much he found, but it wasn't nothing. Again, he put a lot of work into it, but it wasn't nothing. He found a bunch of little flakes and did all of his stuff and sorted them out and panned them and then, whatever, and got them all separated gold from a beach. Now, granted, not like a lot, not enough to make you like rich overnight, but I mean, if he kept going out every weekend, and he finds like a couple grams every weekend, that's a few $100. You stack it, and you build up to something, right? That's my idea anyway. And that's where I want to get into pouring. I cannot bring myself to buy stuff for myself. It's a problem that I have. So I have it bookmarked on Amazon for one. I need to get a hold of that company because apparently they went around sending YouTubers furnaces. Seeker got one, and maybe it was New Silver Stacker or somebody. One of the other like smaller channels got the same one at about the same time as Seeker. So I'm assuming that they got it from them as well because it was the same brand. I need to get one so I can play with it and try to pour some stuff. But then it's just another expensive part of the hobby, right? It's all expensive. It doesn't stop. It's all expensive. 19.99 penny. I don't know why I saved some of these clad ones, but they are in good shape. It's rough. I don't know what I'm going to do with all these. I wish 96. I wish for stuff like pennies they had like like an easy grade or something. Like some kind of lower service where they could look at it and like really just like glance at it. Okay, does this bump up or does it not? And then, okay, like, so that we don't waste time, and maybe it's like cheaper to where they would weed out like stuff. Like, I don't know, this really weird toned one that I showed you guys earlier. You know, like maybe I think that's something and I want to send it in. And like the first guy looks at it and goes, no, like they set this too close to an oven. Like the toning's not natural. So then he just tosses it back out. And I pay like a smaller fee, right? Because it only reached stage 1 of the process. The first guy to look at it, intake, was like, nope. You know, it's like triage for coins. And so that way you wouldn't pay like a full grading fee, because we had Toby, junior, you know, coin grader, kind of give his opinion on it first. And he doesn't make as much as Top Dog that's, you know, doing the MS65s to 70s or what, you know, whatever. I don't think that's how it works, but it would be nice if they would do something like that, because a lot of these pennies are never going to get slabbed, because it's just never going to be worth it anytime soon for us to slab them. Only the really special ones, the ones that have high values, ever get slabbed, because they're the only ones that are worth it. And then I feel like a lot of the other ones, the regular kind of normal mint state pennies and stuff you see slabbed, I think that's people using some of their free, I believe if you're like a member, I don't know if there's levels or what, but I know at some level of the membership, I've been told that you get like some free gradings. Not free, but they come with your membership, so you're not really paying for them. I feel like that's where some of the pennies and other things, the lower dollar coins, people are kind of hoping to get them graded and maybe they'll turn into something. I could be wrong, but I don't see people spending a lot of money to get some of these graded when I think it's the same price no matter what the coin is. You could send in a dollar coin, you could send in a Morgan, you could send in a penny, and to my knowledge, correct me if I'm wrong, it's all the same price for grading. So I feel like that could get better. And now that CAC has entered the chat with their new service, and NGC has come out with NGCX, which is still in its beta phase, that only certain people are going to have access to. PCGS is going to have to do something. And I think it's in their best interest to slab more coins than to not. And so maybe they'll do something to kind of shake up the world like that. But who knows? I would like them to, because, you know, stuff like this, never going to see the inside of a slab, most likely. What do you guys think of the NGCX? So, if you don't know, find love on the best. Oh, Jesus. I am not that important. I don't have mods. Siren. Come on. Oh, I can't do it here. I gotta do it in YouTube. It's time for wrenches. Siren. You're a moderator. Ruler. You're a moderator. Keys. You're a moderator. I know you don't want the responsibility. Henry, you're a moderator. Can I find Flip? Flip side. Boom, you're a moderator. Where's Flip? How far back was he? There he is. Boom, you got a wrench. I think that's most everybody. Maybe Coin Junkie I'm missing. Nope, there he is. Boom, wrench. I forgot about that. I've become important enough for trolls. That's, and man, my sex life could use a boost. What was that website again? But yeah, that's funny. I've become important. Siren loves Siren. Yeah. I'm almost through a good portion of these. And my boss stopped bothering me at midnight, so that's nice. I can't bring myself to go to bed early. Like, real early. I can't. It's midnight here. It's just after midnight. And I'm not tired. And there's a bunch of coins on my desk. So, that's what I'm doing. I'll drink coffee and hate myself in the morning as I explain all of my transgressions from the week before, which is how Monday starts for me. We have to go answer for everything that happened the week before, first thing Monday morning, which is lovely, and it's one of my favorite parts of the job. And it doesn't matter if they already know, and you've already discussed it, or any of that. Doesn't matter. Still got to explain it. Still got to put it on record. It's not fun. 1972. So I might have missed that because all the distraction of my dating life being in a dumpster fire. But what did anybody think of NGCX? So if you don't know, NGCX is coming out, and they have some pretty cool looking slabs. If I remember, I think I've seen what they're putting out as the prototype, but it's a 10-point grading system for coins. So I don't know the companies, but the people who grade comics and baseball cards and all the other collectibles use a 10-point system. 1 through 10, but there's points. So you could have a 10 out of 10 is absolutely flawless, perfect. It would be an MS-70. Now, and I don't know this, but in our heads, we're thinking how this scale is going to translate. So theoretically, let's just say a 9.8 is an MS-69, and a 9.9 is an MS-69 plus, and the 10 is an MS-70. Like, you get kind of where that's going. So that's what's coming out for NGC, which is funny because all of those companies that I referred to, the ones that grade the cards and the ones that grade the comic books and all that, to my knowledge, they're like a division or a subsidiary or somehow affiliated with PCGS. So NGC just flipped PCGS off by basically taking their own system that's widely used for everything else and applying it to coins before they did. So it's with CAC coming out and that coming out, PCGS is now next up to bat to bring themselves out of the last era and into the new by offering something different. And that's what I was talking about earlier with the sliding coin grading scale. And I really feel, I always have these great ideas and nobody listens, and I don't have anyone of note's ear to really yell at, because you can steal my $1 million idea, please do, because it's probably better in the long run for everybody. But that sliding scale grading that I was talking about earlier, they would have to, have the people there, the manpower to handle the volume. But if they did a sliding scale, okay, if you send in a penny, it's $5 to get that penny looked at. If it goes on, it could go up to as high as, I don't know, $15 or something. If it's mint state, 60 and above. The higher it gets, the more it's going to cost to examine this coin. But if I send something in and they take one look at it and go, yeah, not nowhere near anything spectacular, and or it gets details or clean, where you're not out the whole fee, some kind of sliding scale. That is the future. If PCGS would do that, they will save themselves. The only thing they're riding on now is their name because they haven't come out with any real innovation. They have the best holders. Most people seem to agree. Well, CAC now has some pretty nice ones coming out, so we'll see how that goes. But NGC's doing this. They got to step up. They got to do something. Repeatable method for grading coins. Ruler, and you're not wrong. I know, because I came from industrial automation. That's not what I'm doing now. Myself, 1969S. Put that over in the S category. But I came from industrial automation. We had robots with vision systems. Now, it's a fancy way of saying cameras. Some were thermal imaging, some were just regular vision imaging, 3D imaging, that it could look at an object and calculate an approach path and pick up parts that were just randomly thrown into a bin. It knew the part, it knew the dimensions, it was programmed to recognize certain points. So, knowing what I know, okay, and this is like 5 years ago, and probably not even state-of-the-art technology for then. If I had enough money and the right team, not even a huge team, just a small team, we could make a robot, it wouldn't be a physical robot, but a camera system that could grade coins. You get some MS examples, right? MS-70 examples. You put them on. The tricky part would be like some of the color and things like that. That would be some specific programming, and you'd have to. That would be the tricky part. But as far as the coin itself and the details of the coin, oh yeah, you can program all that in. These are your reference points. You're looking at this. You're looking at this. Look for anything abnormal, any irregularities. Check the fields for any abnormal reflections, which would mean some kind of scar, mark, something. You can program all of that. So that's somebody's next step too, probably in the next 10 or so years. Here's that sunburst, that gold toning that I did the short on. This one's really pretty. 2013. That can be done. That could be done tomorrow, easily. But I think the problem is that most people aren't going to like it if a machine tells them their coin's not such and such. But the funny thing is that people get told that all the time by some nameless asshole at NGC or PCGS, and they take it and move on. So I don't know what the difference is between nameless asshole and computer program. Make like a big difference. 1971S. So I think that could be something good too. But again, you're going to face backlash from people, certain people, on that. Because, we've hit a nice batch of S's. 19. Why did I just do that? I just did a 6 again. 1968S. And it is a beauty. Let me show you guys this one. CoinHelpU is trying to create a thing like that. That guy's not far from me, Jason. He's down in Chillicothe. I can get there in like 2 hours. And I've thought about going down there. I just haven't had the time. But yeah, I mean, it's completely possible. I know it is. And it's still going to take a lot of work, because then you have to create that, we'll call it a template, for every coin. And then you have to create how many imperfections are allowed between the different grade. There's a lot. I'm not simplifying it. There's a lot that has to go into it. But the technology and everything is there and has been for a while. Now let me show you this 68S. And then, oh man, I wrote 1968-8 because I'm an idiot. There we go. Okay. Come on, Potato Cam. Focus. Look at that. Beautiful. Again, the light's not perfect or anything, but she's just perfect. Like I said, it amazes me that I find things like this in a bankroll. That old, you know. You find something that's newer, you know, you can kind of wrap your head around it. Here's a nice Sunburst 1990. You know, you can kind of wrap your head around something like that. A 1990, okay, it's pretty, it's beautiful, it's not really marred up, okay, it's a couple decades old. But then you get that really, where's that S? I gotta put that over in the S category. You get the really old stuff. Here's a 1963D that's about like that S that we just showed. It just, I know they made billions of these in some cases. I get it. But it just boggles my mind that you can find these. So, CoinHelpU, I've watched some of his videos, and he's got a huge following, and I like him. I don't even know his name. I don't think he says his name, or if he does, I've not caught it. Take a break here and puff on my puffer and get a drink. He's got a huge channel, and he's really knowledgeable. That's one of the reasons why I get down there and go see him. You know, maybe talk to him a bit. But you can tell his stuff is like super, he's going off of his knowledge. He's not hyping a lot of stuff up, you know, he's not doing clickbait. He's literally just relying on his knowledge when he does a video or talks about a topic. And it doesn't make for the best YouTube, but you can tell it's working because he has like what? Boom, boom, boom. Gold, Coinbase, YouTube. How many subscribers does he have? Yep, there it is. Boom. He has 123K, and I am subscribed to him. And so when we go to his page, he has like 1,000 some odd videos. It doesn't tell me how many. I think it did on the first page. But he's got like over 1,000 videos. He's been doing it. Well, let's see how old his first video is. Videos. Where's the thing? Where's the thing? Why? Where did they take the filter thing out? I used to be able to filter by oldest. Okay, give me a second. Apparently YouTube changed a layout and you can't go to the oldest videos anymore? What? That's weird. There's recently uploaded and popular. He's got some really popular ones from 3 years ago, but I'm not seeing how old his channel is because it won't. Can I go down and go to the last page? Hold on. Or does it just keep loading and scrolling? I think it keeps loading and scrolling now. You have to go back to find people's bad videos. So I've scrolled through tons of videos and I'm only at 11 months ago. So yeah, he's got tons of videos, and he's generally seems like a nice guy. You know, so I'd love to go down there and talk to him. Not really pick his brain, because that's like, Joe Rogan talking to Elon Musk or something, right? So, not like that, but just to talk to him, to meet him in person and see his shop or whatever he's got going on down there, would be nice. I'll make that trip one of these days and go down and see him. Yeah, don't even try. That sucks. Well, I mean, it's kind of nice because then people can't easily find that old crappy first video you did. Because everybody's first videos are crappy and should be. It's a learning experience. I've almost got through most of these pennies, but the problem is I still have more stuff over there. Who are we talking about? Daniel? Coin Help You. Is that his name? Henry? It might be. That kind of sounds right for some reason. 2006. Yeah. Because he's just in Chillicothe. He's not... Have I been, like, at the corner of the screen this whole time? I probably have. It's not far from me. It's like a 2-hour drive, maybe? Maybe less. I'd have to look it up, but it's not crazy far. I remember he was talking about... There was a coin show somewhere, and I remember he did like a video or a short or something, and he said like, oh, I'm not gonna, something, I don't know, came up or whatever, I'm not gonna be at the coin show, stop into the shop and come see me, something like that. And I couldn't stop into the shop, but I remember thinking that. And so I'm gonna, this spring when coin shows start kicking back up, I'm going to try to go around to some, but, like, I don't know if I'm looking at bad information, but there's not that many around me. Probably close to Portsmouth. I don't know offhand. Let me look. Portsmouth. Chillicothe. Yeah, Chillicothe's north of Portsmouth. Is he in Portsmouth? Is that what you're saying? Yeah, and he might be. If it is, Portsmouth, oh, that wasn't his channel. It was someone else's channel. And the guy handed it to him, I think. Maybe I'm wrong. Okay, and maybe it is in Portsmouth. That's still, if I get directions from my house, it's, yeah, like 2.5 hours drive to Portsmouth from here. It's not bad. And it does take me through Chillicothe. Maybe that's why I said that. Or that was in my head, was that's the route and like kind of the general area. And that may be true. Maybe the guy that had the channel handed it off. And I guess there's not anything wrong with that. Back in the day, I knew a guy that sold his YouTube channel. Not for like ridiculous money or anything. There's a really nice 1960D. Sold his channel because he didn't want to do it anymore, yada yada yada. Which is funny because then he sold it to somebody and they took it and they tried to do something completely different with it. Like, I don't know what their mind was thinking, but they thought it was like some company thing. And they thought rather than just build a channel up, if you could just buy one, 64D, 64D. Man, I'm gonna have to get all these 60s together. Here's another one, 64D. That are like beautiful, and get them together. Maybe I can put together a lot. And yeah, they tried to do something completely different with it, like other than what he had already been doing, and thought they could just buy a channel and start pumping stuff out rather than like building one up from scratch. And it went exactly as you would expect, like everyone unsubscribed and just moved on with their life, and they basically paid for a dead channel with the only people left subscribed to it were probably inactive accounts or people that didn't care to unsubscribe, that never watched the content anyway, you know, yada yada yada. Kind of interesting. The guy had black hair. Huh. The 8. I'm not even trying to sort these anymore. I'm just trying to get the numbers on them. 1999. I do not like how the staples are rubbing on the ones behind it, because my stapler isn't flat. You can't see it, but it's not flat. And it bothers me, and eventually I will upgrade. But for now, it's not flat. I do have... Ooh, you guys want to see? Since we're talking about pennies, and Jason's flexing on everybody. I bought this for my son's mother, who I've told you guys I've gotten into separating pennies. I got this when I was at Silvertown. Let me get up here so I can show you. Now, this is all that's in it. It's just 20 BU wheat cents, but it's 1934 all the way through the 1940s. All the mint marks, all BU. The 36 has some like toning kind of crap starting on it. But other than that, they're all gorgeous wheat cents, and they're all very, very early. Maybe not the earliest, because, you know, 1909, but considering the BU, I would be hard pressed to find, you know, a 1935 BU. So I bought these for an undisclosed amount. I was able to get them less than what they were asking for by what I felt was a decent amount. But I got those. I'm going to give those to her for Christmas. Amongst other things too. Just one of the things. Actually, that giant lot of pennies that I got from Ringmaster Ray that I had to put in a flat rate, those are going to her as well, because she started liking the pennies, and I figure it's a way to kind of get her interested, and she helps me sort pennies. Like, I can throw a box at her. I have her set to where she's not looking for errors and anything super. I mean, if she sees something odd, she'd save it and ask me. But, she likes sorting them and going through them and looking for the shiny ones and the wheats and all the other things. So it's kind of nice for me, because she can kind of help me hunt if I get multiple boxes of pennies. And here lately, I haven't really been going through. I had some the other night, but I haven't been going through my own pennies. What? Because it's not a red swing line. Actually, I just got, it's a swing line, but it's the It's the Old Man Super Easy Stapler. It takes like almost no effort, but it's like this huge contraption. But it takes like almost zero effort to staple. So when you're going through a whole bunch, it's not that bad. See what I'm talking about? My phone is going off at 12:30. Uh okay. Sorry about that. Had to respond, which that person is likely going to respond back to. And that's why I get pinged, because I actually respond at weird hours such as this. What is it? 12:30. Actually, I got to be getting off here before too long. But yeah, Old Man Swingline Stapler. It's nice. I like it. I had one of the little tiny suckers. Where's it hiding? Probably fell. Yeah. I had like a little thing like this, and that just doesn't work. You're refilling it every 5 seconds, and it still has the rounded, so there's just no point. You have to buy the small packs of staples or break them into small chunks. So I just got the big boy, and it's not bad. I wish it was flat for the flips, but beggars can't be choosers, and I didn't think to look for that when I was ordering. 1979D. Yeah, I will have to call it a night here shortly. Ruler's on his way out. Not bad. Thank you for hanging out. I appreciate it. Let's see if we can get another giveaway that Junkie doesn't win, because that would just be not nice. So we'll try again. Siren said last time colors. So let's keep it relatively normal and primary. Nothing too crazy. We're not going to go with chartreuse or anything like that. And there's the response. What did he say? What did he say? Yeah, he said go to bed. You can handle this in the morning. We'll keep with basic colors. Pretty simple. All right. I have a color written down on the paper. Everyone but Coin Junkie. Go ahead and start guessing. Try not to spam like Ruler. He's killing us. But guess colors. First one to guess the color will win something. What do I got here? We'll do another quarter. Oh. Yeah. Where are my quarters? I'm not looking. Luscious pink. Okay, I got another silver quarter. It still has not been guessed. Well, yeah, Henry trying, but still not, man. I picked a good one then. We're going, we're going. I love Siren because she's always trying to win giveaways and stuff, which is fine. But then she like takes the time to say hi to people when there's actively a giveaway. I'm going to scroll back up and check. I don't recall it being... No, I don't see it anywhere. Silver Keys came in for the win with Brown. Okay, so Keys, I have a quarter with your name on it. So Junkie gets 2 things sent to Canada, and you got a quarter coming to you. I will actually write on them. Well, no, I won't even do that. I know. I'm not that bad. Okay, so we're done. We got it. We got the color. And I know I said primary like colors, but I was just saying we weren't going out into La La Land. I feel like brown is still a pretty normal color. It's found in nature. So that's coming to you, and it is a 1959, and it's in... Actually, not... I mean, it's circulated, but it's in... It's not worn to heck and back or anything. It's, yeah, there you go. It's in pretty decent shape. Maybe that's why I put them in flips. I'm losing my darn mind. And I'm like, oh, that needs to go in a flip. Oh, it's a road penny, but it's a nice year. Oh, it needs to go in a flip. I keep flipping everything. I just actually ordered a bunch more because I went through like 1,000, close to that, somewhere in there. I still have maybe some of the bigger ones, the odd sizes for like the giant coins. But I probably, of the 1,000, ran through like 700 or so. As you can see, 1979. So, oh really? Cool. Well, you got a 59, and it's not, there's no mint mark, so that should be a P. So it's a decent looking 59p. Awesome. I'm glad that you need one, because that makes it even better. It's not even just a silver quarter. It's now a book filler for you. 1978. We are almost... Oh, no. We ain't even almost through this. I'm not even almost through it. There's still like 3 stacks here. I'm never going to make it. I'm putting the pen down. Never going to make it. I did. Ooh, I want to check on something while I got everybody on here. I sold... Does anyone ever sold on eBay? I know Junkie hasn't. I've asked him this in like the last two live streams. So, I sold something on eBay. And hold on, let me get to selling payments. And I sent the person the invoice because it said basically I could, but I didn't need to, yada, yada, yada. But the person still hasn't paid. I have nothing in my payments section whatsoever. I sent them an invoice today, but nothing's come through. No communication, no nothing. I know it said they have like so many days or whatever to pay, or I can basically cancel the sale. But Jason, does that happen? Like, I know they get some time, but is that kind of common? Like you sell something and maybe it's a day or two before somebody jumps on there and actually pays it? Henry, I don't know yet. My schedule kind of sucks. What I do with those black things? Here we go. We got to start throwing some of these back away. Well, tonight, it's because Flip's not running, you know. I figured I'd jump on and try to entertain the masses if I could. But, I mean, I will try every other weekend I don't have my daughter or my son. They go there. That's the weekend for them to be with their moms. And so I'm free every other weekend. So that's kind of helpful for streaming and things, because with the house being so small, if the kids are right here playing video games or doing anything, you don't want me streaming because you're going to hear all of it. They have 4 days, Jason says. Usually they pay right away, but I have had people need to wait till payday and didn't want to miss out on an item. Okay, that's fine. I mean, I'll give them time. I don't mind being patient. It's just my first sale. And for those of you that may care, it's a Salt River Bay W quarter. And I think it eventually went for, I think it was about $8. And it's already, I already got it packed up, ready to go out. So when they pay, I can just move. But it's not like mint state or anything. It's circulated. It's still in good shape. But it's not mint state or anything like that. Okay, this is all the Lincoln stuff. I want to put that away since I already got it separated in another one. And then this is more BU stuff. But some of it's... Oh, wait. Is that wheat pennies? Shoot. Okay, let's do it. There's another... Oh, no, that's that rainbow turnip. Did I put wheat pennies in the wrong pile? Sacrilege. No? No? Okay, maybe I'm just crazy. That one's labeled. Trying to take all the labeled ones and get them out of the way. Okay. Cool. How many feet that I don't know. Let me see. Go back. Back. My summary. Selling. Overview. Okay. We're waiting for payment. Okay. Boom. View order details. Will that tell me who it was? It's not showing me. Oh, bought by. Here's 176 positive feedback, 100%. So, yeah, I mean, I guess they have good rapport. They've purchased 176 times, I'm guessing. So, yeah, I guess I'll just continue to wait. And hopefully that pans out the way that I want it to. But yeah, I'm trying to get that started. I figure I can offload some stuff, like penny lots, perhaps, in my free time, and do that. These are labeled S's. I know I have more S's than this. I still have like 2 things to go through. And these are foreigns. I'm going to put those over here. And these weird ones I'll put over there. Okay. See? They stack up pretty nice when it's actually full. Or pretty full. And now I'd probably only go like 2 or 3 high because of the weight. You don't want to smash your coin flips, but they're not bad for $1.25 at the dollar store. And it's got, oh, look at me. It's got little rubber feet on the bottom, and the inside of the tray is rubberized, I guess, with a little texture, so that all your stuff doesn't go flying around like I just did. But yeah. Yeah, some foreign, nothing too crazy on this. It was just Bermuda 1970 penny. Some kind of, I might have got this for Bray or somebody. It's definitely not mine, but it's a 1986 Canada dime, but it's in really good shape. So someone like me threw it in a flip. And that's where I'm trying to balance the stacking, the numismatics. It's a rough game to try to play. You never really lose. This takes a lot of work, though. I look at all these flips and things that I've done. I've spent hours putting coins in flips, labeling them like such tonight. And it really causes you to kind of look at coins and people's collections in a different light, because it takes time, especially like even like books and, you know, collections like that where somebody gets a typeset or something together. It's not easy. There's almost always some kind of key date that's harder to get or more expensive to get or hard to find in a good condition. Gives you a lot more respect for coin collecting when you really like look into it, because from an outside perspective, most people just look at coin collecting and go, it's some guy just collecting coins, like he just gets coins and saves them, or maybe even seeks them out. But you know, you don't really think like, oh, how much do coins wear over 5-10 years, or how much are they damaged? You know, the general public doesn't really think of that. They just think of them as coins. So it definitely puts a whole new light on it when you really start getting into it and then finding stuff like errors and different things. So I will work to get those out. Junkie, I will send you an email, and we'll figure out what that's going to look like for me to get this package to Canada. Package, letter, whatever. See, that's 5 grams. I don't know offhand what a quarter weighs, but it can't be that much. This whole thing, without a letter and an envelope, 13.8 grams. So we should be good there, I think. And we'll figure that out. I'll get that sent out to you. But that's not bad for a live stream for a channel with not that many subscribers. Where am I at? I just checked earlier. I'll look. Oh my God. I am picking up some steam, people. I need to get the watch time. I need to put these videos out. Cryptocurrency be damned. The videos are coming out. They may get watched. They may get not. But I need the watch time because I'm at 532 subscribers already. And my channel is like 5 or 6 weeks old. Now, granted, a big part of that was from Big Flip. Granted, a huge part. But I've taken the shout outs and the support that he and you guys have given me and tried to run with it. And compared to my last channel, this is crazy. It took me like, I think a year or more, maybe. I know it took me like 6 months to get 50 subs. And then it took me, maybe 500 was about a year or a little more than a year. And then it started picking up from there. But 532 subs in 5 or 6 weeks is crazy to me. And with the last channel, I had all the watch time way before I had the subs. And on this channel, I need the watch time. And I'm fine on subs. So it looks like I'm going to get there and monetize the channel. And then once that happens, we can take the revenue from the channel and turn that into more stuff for you guys. Maybe I'll start buying stuff and doing auctions like everybody else, or who knows. So we will see. But yeah, some of my shorts just took off over the weekend. I had a couple error quarters, 2 silver quarters I found in a roll, and some of the die chip errors, and they all took off. Like they're over 1K, 1.5, 1.2 views. So they did really well over the weekend, and I've gotten a lot of subscribers from that. So much appreciated. It is super late here, and I do have a child to get up to go to school in the morning. And so I will jump off here. Junkie, I will send you an email sometime after I get some work done tomorrow morning. No rush, I'm sure. And Keys, I may have to look around. I might still have a package with your address on it, but I'll probably have to send you something as well. And and that reminds me. I sent Ray his money. I paid Keys both invoices. I got to jump on and pay Big Flips because I was waiting until after the auction tonight, but that didn't happen. So I'll have to jump on and pay him, and then I should be good for the week. So we will all talk soon. Hidden Pneumatist, thank you for coming and hanging out. Jason, congrats, bro, on your acquisitions over the weekend. Coin Junkie, Siren, Silver Keys, Flipside, Big Flip. Who else we got? Henry. Gosh, I don't want to forget anybody, but there's been a lot. Siren. I think I already said her, but I will say it again. Real Ruler, I think he already ducked out, but everyone who has come and participated in the stream, hung out, and chose to sit here and listen to me babble and talk about NGCX and the little bit of crypto that we talked about and different things. I appreciate you more than you know. We will see you guys on the next one. I will see what I can do, Henry, about trying to come up with an actual schedule. But, man, it's hard to get in between all the other auctions and things and with my personal schedule. And right now might not be the best time because this is the period where work is at its craziest. So I can get a phone call and have to cut stream and run away and take care of that. So we'll see what we can come up with, but we will come up with something. We're still growing, but we're going to get there. All right, I will talk to you all very soon. Again, appreciate you all. I hope you all have a good week and a good Thanksgiving if I don't talk to you.